a juicy surprise potentially for NFL fans out there. So, I don't know why this is any sort of a surprise to, Mike Florio and Pro Football Talk and kind of putting this out there, but there is the potential. And Mike Florio says that there was a sense that the NFL wants to get to 18 regular season games. And that is the speculation that's kind of been thrown around by many people out there. There's been some people that have spoken about, pushing back the trade deadline because they think it'll benefit when they do eventually get to the 18-game regular season. And my response to that is, yeah, this is what was always going to happen. When they went to 17 games, I just assumed they were going to go to 18. When they went to 7 playoff teams, I just assumed they were going to eventually get to 8 and go back to the two buys on each side of the AFC and NFC in the postseason. I just assumed once they got to this point, we were eventually going to get to 18 games, and now we just figure out, whether or not.
It's a lot of games, man.
Yeah, but it's a lot of money too.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of games.
17 just sounds weird. Like, right when they first said it, I was like, oh, this ain't going to last long. It just, I don't know. And maybe, maybe it's just me. I do like the fact that you're either going 9-8 or better, or 8 or 9 or worse. There's no 500. There's no in between. You go to 18, obviously that brings it back into the picture. But I don't know. I always thought this was going to get to 18 games. I think for the TV executives are pushing for it because they, that's where they make their money. So clearly they want to put an extra game in inventory. The owners probably want to make the TV executives and all those networks happy because they're paying so much. And then there's the players who you'd think they'll get something back in return, right? For playing an additional game, more wear and tear on their body, subjecting themselves to injury. You'd figure there's something else that they'll get back in return. And that's the hard part about it.
What do you think? But what do you think?
That's the thing is I don't know. Because every single time there comes a point like this, you would think the union could be strong enough to figure out what's that one big thing that they want. What's the one big thing they want to go for. And oftentimes it ends up being 3 or 4 things. And so
do you guys think this is why they? Do you think this is why they raised the salary cap as high as they did?
No, that's a byproduct of the revenue that's generated. That's not like future looking. That's more of like based on what they've made. That's what they projected up to be for next year in those projections as well.
Oh, because I thought that maybe you would raise the salary cap number so that you could pay more, or even, because they made the roster a larger roster, correct? By 2 players or something to that effect.
As far as the active game day, it's still 46.
But they it's not 53 anymore, right? It's a higher number now.
I have to go back.
Regardless, I think it is. But I'm just wondering, are you how do you position to be able to, and is one game even significant enough to even try to figure out how to pay more money or, adjust the salaries of the players that are playing? That would be the first thing that I would assume that would come to mind if you're an active player, right? If I'm getting paid for a 16-game season, or I'm getting paid for a 17-game season, or I'm getting paid for an 18-game season, my numbers should be different because I'm working more. That's what I would assume.
Right.
No.
I don't know. Maybe it's not. I'm not trying to be profound or anything, but I'm just curious as to how do you manage your roster when you're adding games?
I'll put it this way: it's that doesn't change. These guys now who are negotiating contracts, it's still 17. They haven't agreed to 18 yet, but you'd like to put something in there maybe that protects you, whatever the case is. But it's no different than I've got a buddy who's obviously in sales, and what happens is sometimes when they have layoffs and cutbacks, there's less salespeople. So what happens? His territory just grew. Is he getting paid any more because he's gotten more more of a territory to make those sales? No. He's getting the same thing. He's just got to hit those sales numbers now in other spots, and otherwise the business goes out of business, right? So I mean, they've got to be able to negotiate that in when that time comes. But that's why I keep asking, like from the players' union standpoint, like what are they going to get back in return? It's not going to be guaranteed contracts. The owners will never agree to that in exchange for just an extra game. So what is it? What's the big takeaway? Do they get a greater percentage of the revenue, the overall revenue split? That'd be nice. But that's the hard thing is there's really no clarity on what the players ever want when it comes to them giving in and allowing them to have 18 games, which this was always the case when they agreed to the last CBA, that they were going to eventually move towards 18 games.
Now, didn't they argue for more lenient marijuana testing last time? That was one of the big gets for them, or was it the way they practice, like padded practices were down? If I was a player rep, I would just say, all right, here's what we're doing. We're going into these negotiations. We're going to have a conversation with them about an 18-game regular season. We want the ability to be able to take HGH in season. That's what I'm saying. Hey, let guys get on the gas. All right, let them recover how they want to recover from some of these injuries and these aches and pains they got throughout the course of the season. And then, sure, you can have your 18-game season. What's wrong with that? No issue whatsoever.
I mean,
now you got healthy players ready
NBA
to
NBA players is putting it out there that's happening in the NBA. I mean, golly.
What do you mean? What are you getting
why
at?
not? What's good for the goose is good for the gander, right?
Yeah, Kevin Garnett throwing out Balco to LeBron James.
Cass is going low blow status.
Yeah, they're not. They don't appear to be friends. Kevin Garnett and LeBron James.
Can I ask the question, why is it such a big thing to police that to begin with? Why is that a big thing? Because there's 100% guys are getting away with doing that stuff. So I mean, why even like police it so much? Like,
it's about
let guys go. Yeah, why police it?
I mean, I'd like to think
like
that,
performance enhancing. Like, why police it so much?
Because I'd like to think that everyone's trying to say, hey, everyone's on a level playing field, which, obviously isn't the case, right? There's some dudes who are just born different.
We know
than
guys
others.
are doing it, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's true, too. But
the point is, you'd like to think that from a competition standpoint, there's a level of fairness to it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, is there a fighting thing that's coming out, Jonas? Or some other Olympics that's coming out where like they're letting
everybody's on the gas.
Yeah, what's that called?
Oh, it's like the juiced up Olympics or something like that.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
It's like the what's the name of it?
Enhanced games?
Yeah, the enhanced games. Oh, it's awesome. Basically, yeah. Oh, you're taking something? No problem. Gas all the way up, and let's go compete. This is, I mean, tell me, I'm almost more interested in that than the actual Olympics, to be honest with you, because I want to see what these freak shows are capable of when you get them all sorts of octane and just let them go out there and throw stuff around.
I mean, do you guys think that it's going to be that much different, their accomplishments, their achievements?
Oh,
like if you're running 100 meters or...
Yeah, we've seen it proven, right? Like throughout sport. Yes, I do think their achievements would be better.
What do you think? What do you think their medals are? Like a syringe with like a gold chain? Like what do you think?
Can we find the name of this thing?
It's the Enhanced Games.
It's called the Enhanced Games.
Yeah.
That sounds like it could be misleading.
Yeah, it does. Actually.
I'm just saying. Like I know we got some reads on here that you do,
like a late night Olympics. You know? What I mean?
But it sounds like almost a Blue Chew read. You know, what I'm
I gotta see. When is this event, Lee? It's this summer, correct? I'm almost positive it's this summer. I can't wait to watch. It's basically Latimer from the program times 1,000.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but who would you take, Alvin Mack or Latimer? You know what I mean?
Like in this, Latimer.
What's the event?
And I don't use that stuff. I'm still busting heads. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
What's the event, though?
I don't know.
If it's deadlifting, I'm probably taking Latimer.
Yeah, that's true, because he was deadlifting and power clinging. Real serious. I don't know, man. I just, guys are going to cheat. They're going to cheat. So if they're going to cheat, like just let guys start using the gas. 18 games, just at least HGH. Maybe not hardcore, like straight up steroids, but I mean, why not HGH? I don't know.
Guys are trying to recover from
guys heal.
injuries.
You're trying to recover. Yeah, I don't know that is it proven that it helps you heal from injuries and stuff like that.
I'm tired of quality. I'm tired of quality human beings like DeAndre Hopkins having to say that it was from shampoo. You know what? Yeah, I did take something. You want to go 18 games? That's fine. You keep
guys saying they were trying to have kids.
Yeah, listen,
stuff like that.
Hey, keep my Pert Plus out of your mouth and let me go get on whatever I need to get on to play 18 games so you guys can make some more money. All right. And then if you don't like it, I'll go join the enhanced games this summer. That's what I'll do. Big fan.